Dear learners, today we will learn a special process used for transplanting various types of trees, shrubs, or other plants which known as burlapping. This process is used for plants that have been previously planted and grown for a limited time and are then dug up with a ball of soil and covered with a canvas or burlap bag. Burlap is a coarse, heavy plain woven fabric, usually of jute or hemp, used for bagging and wrapping in furniture and linoleum manufacture. So let's start the process of burlapping. Burlapping involves wrapping or covering objects, typically trees or plants with burlap fabric. It's commonly employed in the process of transplanting mature trees from one location to another. This transplanting procedure is a significant operation and trees tend to recover slowly from it. Transplanting trees requires substantial root removal due to the wide extent and morphology of their root system. Burlapping serves various purposes in gardening and landscaping, such as shielding plants from harsh weather conditions like frost, wind, or intense sunlight, as well as protecting them from pests and providing temporary shade. This image showing a method a plant root wrapped with burlap cloth. Burlap, as I have told you, a rough woven fabric crafted from jute or sisal fibers, serve as a breathable cover that enables air and moisture circulation while still providing some level of protection to the plants. It's commonly wrapped around the base of trees, shrubs, or delicate plants during transportation or when they are newly planted. This wrapping aids is establishing their roots and facilitating adaptation to their new surroundings. In essence, burlapping is a practical and versatile technique that aids in successful relocation and establishment of plants in various environments. For successful planting, trees must meet certain conditions. The first is good health, form, and structure. Trees selected for transplanting should be in good overall health with strong trees selected for transplanting should be in good overall health with strong form and structure. This ensured that they have the resilience and vitality needed to withstand the stress of transplantation and adapt to their new environment. Avoid trees with poor form, health, or structure. Trees that exhibit poor form, architecture, or in poor health should not be considered for transplanting. Transplanting such trees may exacerbate their existing issues and reduce their chances of survival. Then, a transplanted tree should have the capacity to re-establish a sufficient root system to sustain itself in a new location. The ability of trees to regenerate roots is crucial for its long-term survival and health. After Before undertaking the transplanting operation, it's important to consider the expected lifespan and health of the trees post transplanting. This assessment helps determine the cost effectiveness of the operation and ensure that resources are invested wisely. Then, when transplanted burlap trees, the following guidelines are typically followed. Like, if it is feasible and practical, that priority should be given to transplanting the affected trees within the project site itself. This approach helps to increase the tree's survival rate after transplantation and minimizes the loss of greenery in the local environment. By keeping the trees within the project site, they can continue to contribute to the local ecosystem and aesthetic appeal. If retaining the trees at their existing location within the project site is not feasible, the next option is to transplant them to a suitable permanent location nearby known as a receptor site. The receptor site should ideally be in proximity to the project site to retain the amenity effect in the vicinity. This ensured that the benefit of the trees such as shade, aesthetic value and environmental benefits are preserved for the local community. And if transplanting the trees within or near project site is not practicable, the affected trees may need to be transplanted to the suitable permanent location outside of the project site. This is known as the ex situ transplantation. When selecting an ex situ location, consideration should be given to factors such as environmental suitability, accessibility, and ability of trees to thrive in their new surrounding. So, the overall goal of the transplanting burlap trees is to ensure their survival and continued contribution to the local environment and community, whether by keeping them on site, relocating them to nearby, or transplanting them to a suitable ex situ location. Then there are some consideration like root ball size and root system. So first, the size of root ball and the quality of the root system are critical factors to consider when transplanting trees. So here are the some key points regarding root ball size and root system quality. Larger trees have more extensive root systems that provide stability and support for the tree. Therefore, they require larger root balls to encompass a sufficient number of roots to ensure adequate regrowth, encourage and stability after transplantation. International practices generally recommend a ratio of 8:1 to 10:1 for the diameter of root ball to the diameter of tree trunk. This ratio ensures that root ball adequately captures a significant portion of the root system, facilitating successful transplantation and reestablishment of tree. For more mature trees, a larger root ball is highly recommendable. Mature trees have larger and more established root systems which require greater care during transplantation to ensure successful recovery. A larger root ball provides more room for the roots to remain intact and minimizes the disruption to the root system during the transplantation process, enhancing the tree chances of survival and recovery. Then, species suitable for burlapping and transplantation considerations include non-invasive native species. Species suitable for burlapping and transplantation considerations include non-invasive native species. Invasive exotic tree species should not be considered for transplanting to prevent their spread and potential harm to the local ecosystem. Instead, native tree species with particular significance and high conservation value are recommended for transplantation, especially if they cannot be preserved on site. Native species contribute to the local biodiversity and are better adapted to the local environment. So, in regions like India, palms are commonly included in burlapping concept. Species such as Oreodoxa regia, Phoenix sylvestris and Woodea burifracata are frequently transplanted using burlapping techniques. Palm often have robust root system that can tolerate transplantation when handled properly. In this image, we can see there is a burlapped palms in the burlap cloth. Then besides palms, beside palms, heritage trees like banyan, peepal and other massive spreading native trees are also suitable candidates for transplantation. These trees hold cultural and ecological significance and contribute to the character of the landscape. Transplanting them can help preserve their legacy and benefits to the environment. When selecting species for burlapping and transplantation, it's crucial to consider factors such as trees' adaptability, root structure, and significance to the local ecosystem and community. By prioritizing native species and heritage trees, we can ensure the preservation and enhancement of biodiversity and ecosystem service in the environment. Here is the list of native or indigenous trees recommended for burlapping. The first one is neem tree, which is botanically called Azadirachta indica. It is known for its medicinal properties. The neem tree is valued for the pest repellent properties and its ability to thrive in various environmental conditions. Then next one is Pangam tree, also known as Indian beech. The Pangam tree is valued for its oil-rich seeds and its ability to grow in arid and semi-arid regions. Mango tree, a popular fruit tree in many tropical regions. The mango tree is valued for its delicious fruits and cultural significance. Then sacred fig tree, also known as the peepal tree, it holds religious significance in Hinduism, Buddhism and Jainism and is valued for its shade and cultural importance. Java plum tree, known for its edible fruits, the Java plum tree is also valued for its timber and medicinal properties. Eagle Marmelos or commonly known as vivum tree, also known as the bil tree, it's a valued for its medicinal properties and cultural significance in Hinduism. Then gum arabic tree, known for its gum producing properties. The gum arabic tree is valued for its ornament. The gum arabic tree, known for its gum producing properties. The gum arabic tree is valued for its commercial and environmental benefits. Then Saraka Ashoka, which is commonly called as Ashoka tree, valued for its ornamental flowers and cultural significance. The Ashoka tree is often planted in gardens and along roadsides. The next one is the jackfruit tree. Known for its large edible fruits, the jackfruit tree is also valued for its timber and leaves. Tamarind tree, valued for its tart fruit and shade. The tamarind tree is also used for its medicinal properties. Next is banyan tree, botanically Ficus bengaliensis, known for its massive canopy and aerial roots. The banyan tree is revered in many cultures for its symbolic and cultural significance. Then jojoba tree, botanically called Ziziphus mauritiana, valued for its sweet edible fruits and drought tolerance. The jojoba tree is common in arid regions. The next one is the sandalwood tree or botanically Santalum album, known for its aromatic wood and oil. The sandalwood tree is highly prized for its commercial value and cultural significance. These native or indigenous trees are well suited for burlapping and transplantation efforts due to their adaptability to local environmental conditions, cultural significance, and ecosystem service they provide. When burlapping trees, several tools and equipments are commonly used to ensure the process is carried out effectively and safely. Here is the list of tools and equipment typically utilized for the tree burlapping. The first start with the mechanical digging equipment. This includes tools such as excavators, backhoes or trenchers which are used to dig around the tree's root ball and create a space for burlapping. The next one is root pruning tools such as root pruners or saws are used to trim and prune the tree's root before burlapping. This helps manage the size of root ball and encourages new root growth. Then lifting cables, chains, straps and other things. These tools are essential for lifting the burlap tree, providing support and ensuring even weight distribution during the lifting process. The next one is cranes are often necessary for lifting large and heavy trees safely, especially when manual lifting is not feasible, providing the requiring lifting power and stability. After lifting, the burlap tree needs transportation to its new planting location, which is facilitated by a trolley or truck. Then backhoe loader. Backhoe loaders like JCB are commonly used for digging pits or holes at the new planting sites, aiding in creation space for transplanting the burlap tree and ensuring proper soil preparation. These tools and equipment are essential for successful burlapping and transplantation of trees. They help streamline the process, ensure the safety of workers and the tree, and promote the tree's successful establishment in the new environment. There, there are four stages of The four stages of stage digging, also known as the phased root pruning, are as follows. In the first stage, a trench is dug on the outside of the marked circumstances of the tree in only two opposite segments. This initial root pruning helps to prepare the tree for eventual transplantation by reducing the size of the root ball. After this second stage, after a period of at least 1 month since the first root pruning, the second stage begins. During this stage, another trench is dug on the outside of the marked circumstances, but this time in the adjacent two opposing segments. This further reduces the size of root system and encourages new root growth within the marked area. Then the third stage, following another period of at least 1 month since the second root pruning, the third stage commences. During this stage, a trench is dug on the outside of the marked circumference in the remaining two opposing segments. This completes the phased root pruning process, ensuring that the tree root system is adequately prepared for transplantation. After an additional period of at least 1 month since the third root pruning, the fourth and final stage begins. During this stage, the root ball is prepared and underside of the root ball is cut to facilitate lifting and transplantation. With the root system appropriately pruned and prepared, the tree can be safely uprooted and transplanted to its new location. These four stages of stage digging, spaced out over several months, help minimize the shock to the tree root system and increase its chances of successful transplantation and establishment in the new environment. Before initiating the transplanting process, it's important to follow specific guidelines. Transplanting should commence only after the designated site or nursery is completely prepared for receiving the trees. Trees that have been uplifted must be promptly transplanted and watered within the same day to ensure their viability. It's recommended to water the trees prior to lifting them from their original location. Before uplifting, the outer edges of previously dug trenches need to be loosened from the surrounding soil. Additionally, the root ball should be shaped with a taper on the sides, slanting inward toward the base. The shaping and final cuts of the root ball should be carefully executed by hand to ensure precision and minimize damage to the tree roots. In essence, these guidelines emphasize the importance of careful preparation and handling to ensure successful transplantation and the well being of trees being moved. Following these steps can help to minimize shock and stress to the transplanting trees, increasing their chances of survival and healthy growth in their new environment. Then, lifting and handling root ball trees require careful attention to ensure the safety of tree and successful transplantation. Before lifting, it's important to adequately wrap the root ball to provide protection during the lifting and transplanting process. Lifting should be carried out using a machine of appropriate capacity connected to the support around the root ball. This direct lift method helps ensure stability and minimizes stress on the tree. Additionally, padding should be used to protect the tree during lifting. It's crucial to avoid lifting the tree by its trunk as this can cause severe injury. Instead, the tree should be lifted by its root ball, which should be properly prepared and wrapped for lifting. Root balls without proper protection are at risk of collapsing during transplanting due to their weight. Therefore, ensuring that the root ball is adequately wrapped and protected is essential for successful transplantation process. By adhering to these guidelines, the risk of damage to the tree during lifting and transplanting can be minimized, increasing the chances of successful establishment its in new location. Then the next, preparing the receptor site for free. Then preparing the receptor site for tree transplantation involves several important steps. The first one is soil in the transplantation area needs to be broken up to prevent compaction, which can hinder tree growth. This process should cover a wide area of the site. Planting pits must have adequate drainage to ensure effective water percolation, preventing waterlogging around the roots. The width and final depth of the planting hole should be determined based on the characteristics of the root ball and the site. It's essential to match the depth and firmness of the root ball to the hole dimensions. Soil directly beneath the root ball should be undisturbed to or prepared in a way that prevents setting, ensuring stability for the tree. The depth of the planting hole should not exceed the depth of the root ball. Furthermore, the sides of the hole should be scarified to promote root growth. Following international standards, the width of the planting hole should typically be at least 1.5 times the diameter of the root ball. This provides ample space for root expansion and establishment in the specific location. By following these steps, the receptor site can be adequately prepared to support the successful transplantation and growth of the tree, promoting its long-term health and stability. During the planting process, it's essential to adhere to the following guidelines. The first is, ideally trees should be placed in the same orientation as they were originally grown to ensure optimum growth. Before final backfilling, all materials supporting the root ball must be removed from the planting hole to prevent any obstruction to the root growth. The top surface of the root ball should not be below the surrounding soil level once the tree is set in place. Backfill soil should be firmly tempered around the base of the tree to provide stability. Water should be added to the root ball and backfill soil to bring the root ball to the filled capacity, ensuring adequate moisture for the tree's establishment. Allowing the soil to soak will aid in the natural setting, ensuring proper support for the tree. Trees should be securely positioned either by using guys and stakes or by underground guying depending on the tree size and environmental condition. Creating a soil saucer around the tree will help retain rain or irrigation water, allowing it to slowly infiltrate into the root ball perimeter, promoting efficient water uptake by the tree. By following these guidelines, the planting process can be carried out effectively, promoting the healthy establishment and growth of the transplanted tree in new environment. After planting, it's imperative to provide throughout post-planting care to ensure the successful establishment of the trees. Root development. Newly planted trees undergoes stress until they develop a normal spreading root system. This period is crucial for their survival and growth. Installing robust fencing around the trees is crucial to protect them from potential damage caused by animals, pests, or accidental impact. Providing proper maintenance care is essential for helping trees recover from transplant shock. This may include regular watering, mulching, pruning, and monitoring for sign of stress or disease. Stress on trees can manifest immediately after transplanting or gradually over time. It's important to be vigilant and address any sign of stress promptly to prevent further damage. Ensuring proper care after transplantation increases the chance of survival, reduces stress on the trees, and improves overall success rates of the planting project. Failure to provide adequate care after transplanting can lead to the wasted effort and expenses as well as diminishing chances of tree survival and growth. By prioritizing post planting care, individuals and organizations can help newly planted tree thrive, contributing to the long term health and sustainability of the planted environment. That's all for the burlapping. Thank you all for listening me.